Yes.
What's up, world? How y'all doing today? My name is Marlon Rice, and this is Conversations at Hip Hop Plaza. I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start just being very like, you know what I'm saying? Because we wild in here.
Wow.
How has your week been? I hope y'all had a good day. We went through like 3 seasons in the last week. We had like summer for a day. We had winter today. We had fall the other day. So I hope y'all enjoying it. The weather's breaking. We're about to get into some good weather. I love this time of year, right? When every day you wake up and you're hopeful that today's the day that we're gonna hit 60 degrees, right? Great weekend. Kai, where you at, Kai?
I'm checking the sound. I want to make sure it's right for everybody.
Right, okay. Well, I'm gonna start with Jay. Jay, what's up?
Chilling, man.
I see you got another medal on.
Another medal.
You know what I'm saying? You wanna come talk to him about what you did?
Yeah, for sure, real quick.
So Jason ran the New York City half this year. I ran it last year. He ran it this year. He ran it last year with me too. You ran it last year, right?
Yeah, I ran last year.
Yeah.
Good job.
So come talk with him about
Thank
it.
you,
He got the
thank
medal
you.
on. Let me see the medal because good. I'm glad they're going back to this.
It's
Okay.
It's a recycled metal.
Yeah. Okay.
So y'all can see it. Get it in there. So y'all can see it too. Yeah, recycle. So
How you feel?
I felt good. So, I haven't run an entire race, like half marathon. I'm not there yet. So this race, I got to 7, like just running through.
Before you stopped running?
I actually kind of got to 8, and then my bib started falling apart. So I had to fix that. So I stopped. Then I started running again. Got to 8.5, and I cramped. And what killed me was I forgot my salt sticks. So, I normally take the salt stick and take the water and do all that. So I did. So, I'm at the medical station getting the salt. But overall, it's a good run. Like, FDR sucks. Like, it's just like the barren desert where you run it. But then
I hate the FDR. I love the old route of this race better than this route.
I don't know what that old route was, but
It was all the way down the West Side Highway. It was one time around Central Park, and then all the way down the West Side Highway to Battery Park City.
yeah, that might be cool.
Woo, that shit was hot.
But it was good. So like I feel fine. Like physically, CrossFit is.
What was your time?
I want to say like 3:10.
Okay.
So, I realized that I'm running slower, but more consistent.
Nah, but that's 15 minutes better than the Miami. Like, that's good. That's great, actually. Because you figure the Miami half is... I'm sorry, we having runners talk right now. The Miami half is a better route than this half. And you did 15 minutes better. That says a lot,
Yeah,
bro.
Miami also was 85%.
It was wild high. You're right. It was
90%
wild high.
humidity.
It was wild high.
crazy.
Right. It was wild high.
But this was perfect running condition. Like I had on like a singlet, had on shorts. I seen the pictures. Like I was almost naked,
You
and
seen
it
it?
was good. So
You heard him, right? He's kind of
You
low
seen
key
it?
flexed on the crowd.
You seen it?
Right. Okay.
all right. So yeah.
Congratulations.
What's up?
Congrats to you, brother.
No doubt.
Congrats to
Thank
you.
you. Appreciate it.
We love it.
Inspired.
Yeah.
I'm not injured no more though. So the
Nah,
next
it's fine.
time you get a medal, I'm getting a medal. It's the Brooklyn Half coming in May.
Oh.
Kai, how you doing? I ain't get a chance to speak with you.
I'm great.
Look, Kai, you ready? Chill out, Kai. You got to chill out. You got to chill out.
I'm
You
great.
got to chill out.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
I need 2 of
So
those.
look.
Wait, but we came out. She saw mine. She saw my colors, and
Let
she
me tell you
saw
what's
me.
happening. Let me tell you what's
Crazy.
happening. Let me tell you what's happening. We do sneaker wars here
But I got
every week.
sneakers.
Oh, I know you do.
Like a lot.
I know you do.
All right. Next
So,
week, I'm
so
ready.
at the end of the show, I want you to choose your. I'm not even in this week. I literally came just from work. I'm gonna start going to Snipes every Tuesday and copping. They're not gonna win.
And
the
I
rest
got
of
something
year,
in the
right?
car. I'm about to go to the back. Get it on the
Oh,
back.
wait,
Before we
somebody
get
already
started-
said I won. Oh, yes.
How, brother? How you commenting and you in the room?
Yeah, she's
That's
awesome.
hanging Chaz. That's the hanging Chad vote. Look, before we get started, Kai, I just really want to give love to Black, right? So for the last 3 weeks, the viewer has seen me in hoodies from Black Paris.
2 weeks. The first one was cross.
Oh, the first one was cross colors. Then the last week was black. This one is black. So look at this box, Stace.
Beautiful.
This is beautiful,
Looks like
right?
Somebody cares.
Yeah, and so they did a Keith Haring piece, and this is beautiful. The fabric is great. Do we have a website for them or something like that, or no?
It's on our site.
It's on Hip Hop Closet.
Yes.
That's the website, Hip Hop Closet.
Get you some.
But yeah, get yourself some. But this is hot. Okay, this is gonna be a good interview. I love this woman. There's so much that I could say about you. The good, right? The sad, right? We've been through it all, you and me. Yeah, you and I've been through it all. George Harris, peace to George. Stacy and I were together. Stacy actually called me and told me to come over on that day, and you and I were together with George, right? The Prudential commercial. Like, so Stacy gotta have it. She'll call me and like, yo, boom, this was happening, and I'll just fall
excellence.
right.
Show up. I need
show
excellence.
up, and I'll show up. But the truth of the matter is, our relationship and our connection is decades. I told you about the first time I met you, right, at Brooklyn Mod with Sherrod. Shout out to Sherrod. You have been a keystone in this community with regards to your work. When I saw you on the schedule, I hit Kai and I was like, we didn't interview Stacy yet? And she's like, well, no, did you talk to Stacy? I'm like, nah, we didn't. I guess we didn't. But this is a long time coming. I cannot wait for people to hear your story. I can't wait for people to hear your journey. I'm sure there's people on here right now that already know the magnificence that you are. I want to introduce to some, and I want to present to others, my sister Stacy Gray.
You're
I'm in the building. I love it. I'm here. I'm excited.
All right,
Awesome.
man, I don't even know where to start with you. The one thing I want to talk about before we even get into your story is tell me how it is to be in the industry as deep as you are, right? I've seen you take trips to Turks and Caicos for work. I've seen you on the West Coast for work. And you have raised two of the most beautiful children that I know.
Best things I've ever done.
How have you done that? Tell me how you do that.
I have an amazing network of female friends, right? But one thing that I noticed in excellence is that women always want to be perfect or an A. I do a grading system, like A+ in certain areas. My motto is, if I could be a smooth B+ everywhere, in my business, in my home, in my relationships, in my motherhood, I'll feel really accomplished. And I'm not really trying to succeed over here or over excel over there, but to find a nice, smooth B+ where I'm not even slightly above average, I'm above average.
But you're consistent.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Right.
And that's without getting too, religious, but that's just, I'm so covered, so favored, it's kind of scary.
Right. We live in a chaotic city. Brooklyn is wild, but every time I see Emmanuel, a son, he is the most gracious. Right? Like, I be having to tell him, yo, don't call me Mr. Marlon. Like,
Yeah, he better.
yeah.
He better. Respect.
Yeah.
Respect is due.
Man, I'm telling you. So let's get started with you. One thing I didn't know until deep into our relationship is that you're not from New York.
Not at all.
Where you from?
I am from South Bend, Indiana.
Wow.
In the Midwest girl. All of my family is in Flint, Battle Creek, and Indiana.
So South Bend, Indiana.
South Bend, Notre Dame.
That's where Notre Dame.
Irish.
Right.
Notre Dame,
go
exactly.
Irish.
Yeah.
Right.
Grew up there till my freshman year in high school. My grandmother raised me. And my freshman year in high school, she sent me to Connecticut to live with my mother. I got to know my father, and I finished high school my sophomore year the end of my sophomore year, junior and senior year, in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Okay.
Went to college in Connecticut.
What college did you attend?
I went to Sacred Heart University.
Sacred Heart.
Yeah, I'm a nurse. So that nursing, the part of hair that I love the most is being able to really take care of people, make people feel better. And so I initially started out in nursing, but I realized through hair and makeup, I get more of an instant gratification than just
the nursing side.
And I respect nursing. It's just a special gift. And it was just kind of heavy for me.
Okay. Okay, real quick, shout to April Walker's niece.
Oh,
Kai, April Walker's niece is playing for Sacred Heart,
Yeah.
and they're in the NCAA tournament. So you said Sacred Heart, and it made me realize that. Shout out to April Walker's niece. Go do your thing. Be a Cinderella. Hit Sacred Heart up. Let's see it happen.
Let's do it.
What type of child were you?
Oh, wow.
Because I only know Stacy the adult. What type of child were you?
I guess I could maybe be a lot. You couldn't just tell me anything. I'm gonna want to figure it out and learn for myself. Very overly resilient. I remember a story. I'm gonna make it short. I remember I was like 7 years old, and I asked everyone in my house. I wanted a Barbie doll house, and that wasn't cheap. But I knew I was gonna get it. Christmas morning, I came down. I looked under the tree. I'm like, ooh, the big box. That must be my Barbie doll house. And I didn't get it. I got maybe 2 Barbies, but no doll house. But I remember someone that got like a TV in that box. I cut up other shoe boxes and I made them rooms. Mm-hmm. I got my mother's pot. That was a swimming pool. I took a shoe box. Oh, you laughing? I got the shoe box. She had the convertible. But then when I realized, and I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing, that anything that I really want, like I could go get it. Mm-hmm. And people have an idea of what it has to feel like this, it has to look like this.
Right.
If it makes you feel good,
right.
You don't have to be necessarily be Versace. I like cotton.
Tell me about what hip hop was in South Bend, because I've interviewed people from Cali and from Chicago and places where hip hop was foundational, but in South Bend, like, tell me about that.
I was blessed because every summer my mother would send me to Connecticut.
Oh, so you would go to Connecticut
to visit my mom in Connecticut over the summer, but my sophomore, going to my junior year, she's like, "You're gonna stay with your mom," and I'm like, it kind of was the best thing ever because I don't know, opportunities aren't really for entrepreneurs.
In
exactly,
South Bend,
they're
Indiana.
not. They're not.
Right.
You can get a good job at a factory.
Right.
You can work at General Motors, and nothing against that.
Right.
Them factories
but that's
took
the
care
life
of my family.
of that.
Yeah.
Right.
So her doing that, I would be able to come to New York, have my cassette tapes. I think it was Chuck Chill Out on 107.
107.5.
And then Red Alert on 98.
98.7.
And I would come home with stacks of tapes from being here all summer. So it was always just East Coast. And then when I got to Connecticut, I fell in love with Rakim. I fell in love with KRS-One. I fell in love with, I was a hip hop head.
So you may have
I was a rapper.
You was a rapper?
I was a
rapper.
rapper.
What was your rap
Stacy
name?
G.
Stacy G. Down with
Indiana.
me.
I'm in the yearbook. I'm like, I wanted to put it with the time that I was here. Right. It's a picture of me rapping, and there's a picture of me in my yearbook in high school rapping. So it never changed. I never stopped.
So you brought back tapes. You brought back the culture in terms of tapes back to Indiana.
Yes.
But how about the fashion? How about the style? How about the looks?
Oh, see, I'm gonna be honest with you. New York is New York, but don't nobody do hair like Detroit, Chicago,
like the Midwest.
Come on now.
Yo, I can tell you some stories. I go to the Cincinnati Music Festival.
Yeah, come on now.
They do it.
We do hair
up. Yeah, they do
y'all
it up.
gotta keep it healthy. And
no.
Little
It's the whole thing.
is cute.
Right. It's
you
the
know,
whole thing. No, it's the whole thing.
Your little doobie is cute. In the Midwest?
Nah, it's the whole thing. They be having like multi-level boom.
Then this.
Yeah, the thing back.
And then we gonna do that. And then you here with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And cute. Right. Just go to church, wherever, like it's.
Real talk. You're not
so
lying
everybody
about
in
that.
my family, my aunt was, like I said, my grandmother raised me, and my aunt Bridget was the youngest of my grandmother's children. So she really had me all the time. She was the #1 stylist in Indiana.
Right.
So when she went to work, I just would have to sit in the shop with her.
Right.
And I didn't even know what I was learning and picking up.
Right.
You know.
Let me just tell you real quick. That aunt is always the coolest aunt.
That's
the
my favorite.
youngest daughter of your
her.
grandmother. Like for me, that's my Aunt Kim. She 5 years older than me. She always talk about when we was kids. I'd be like, I'm not calling you auntie. You 12, I'm 7. Like, I'm not calling you auntie. And she try to make you call. But that when you said that touched the nerve. That's a black family thing. That youngest daughter of your grandmother, that's the aunt that you love.
To this day, like my children, I have no family here. My children have never seen a babysitter. It's just if their father couldn't, I couldn't go. My aunt would come here from wherever she was at.
Wow.
If I had a big job and took care of my babies.
So you wanted to be a nurse?
I was a nurse for a while. Nurse for like a year and a half. Geriatric nurse.
Where?
In Connecticut.
In Connecticut.
Jewish home for the elderly. Fairfield, Connecticut. Trumbull, Connecticut.
What year was this?
Oh, so I went to beauty school in.
That's what I was gonna ask you. When did you learn how to do this craft?
At 27, I went to beauty school.
So you was a nurse when you went to beauty school?
I got the hustle has always been in me.
Yeah.
So I got we got to go back. I was in Connecticut. I got laid off my nursing job. Was collecting unemployment in Connecticut, and would take the train to Harlem all the time. And I was like, oh, because that was New York for me.
Right.
I was in awe of it. I had never came. I was a young woman. And one day this guy came up to me. He's like, you a model? And I was like, don't do that. I ain't dumb. Stop playing with me. He said, no, but for real, they having auditions for the Apollo model up the block. So my very first job was an Apollo model. So I would have to come to Harlem every Wednesday and every Monday.
For amateur night? For the amateur night, right.
And this is how I got in the industry. Listen, I'm gonna make it. So
you ain't gotta make it short.
Okay, all right, good.
Yeah.
So
give me the shit.
I was working at the Apollo, but I found a job at a beauty supply store on 125th, and they made me in charge of the hair. And so I would be able to just pick and look, and he would give it to me. So I was doing all type of stuff on my own hair.
Wow.
And women would ask me, well, who did your hair? And I'm like, me? I didn't even know I had talent. And they're like, well, could you do my hair? And I'm like, sure. And I built a little salon in my apartment. I had a great apartment, Sugar Hill, 160th and Edgecombe. And the guy came in one day, and he said, you know what, you're super talented. You should assist me. And I'm like, well, what do you do? Like, who are you? What do you do? He said, my name is, I'll never forget, his name was Christopher Lockhart. He said, I'm a hairstylist, celebrity hairstylist. If you assist me, you should come assist me. My assistants make he said, I think they make $300 a day. And I said,
what?
To what? And
this was big.
Right.
What?
I said, when are we starting?
I'm braiding hair. I'm like
So
this way.
listen, I'm
like
telling
this.
you. But let me tell you what he did that messed me up. I worked with him like 3 or 4 times, but I never had no formal training. It was just, he said, he pulled me to the side on like the 3rd or 4th job. He said, you know what, you're very, very talented. He said, you're making $300 a day. I'm making $4,000 a day. I think you should go to beauty school. He told me that on a Friday. I think I signed up for beauty school on Monday. And so I already knew I was going to work in the industry. I never had any intention on really working on a salon.
Right.
I just knew I needed that technical skills that beauty school would
What
give
was
me.
some of the jobs you were on with him? Like, were there any?
He just
like,
did,
industry?
you know what he did? All he did was editorial and like everything Essence. He was the
Everything
Essence
Essence.
guy.
He was
All the
Essence guy.
catalogs, everything for Essence, which was great. I graduated from beauty school and they had a quick makeup. I went.
How long is beauty school?
9 months.
Okay.
If you go full time. So beauty school was 9 months. I went full time. I completed it, and then I found a job like right at the end of beauty school with a barber by the name of Denny Moe in Harlem. Celebrity barber. He cuts everybody. He was doing the audition at the time. Keith Sweat, everybody. I'm working in the salon, renting space. Still working at the Apollo. Went back to beauty school, took a makeup course for like a week, just so I can have it underneath my belt. Did a show at the Apollo one week, laughing with this lady, ha ha, she's laughing. We booing people off the stage. Denny Moe called me, he's like, Stacy, I need you to do makeup for me. If I need you to really help me out. I'm doing the barbering, but I can't do the makeup. I'm like, sure. It was Drew Hill's first album cover. He was their barber. Wow. And the reason I bought the Apollo up is because there was a lady, the lady who was sitting behind me at the Apollo was the AR at Island Music for Drew Hill. She was like, I didn't know you did this. I was like, I didn't know I did it either. What's up? What's good? What's up?
Right.
The following week, she took me out on the road to do, they used to have these big music conferences called Impact, Jack the Rapper, How Can I Be Down? This one was Impact, was for Black radio. She took me down there to do everybody on Island. Drew Hill, Ronald Isley, Nate. This was my very first job ever.
Def Jam's parent company was Island at a time.
Exactly, but wait.
Right.
No, it's all good. No, it's good. But I just want to end up because at that conference, I did all of those people on Island. So every night, a different label had a party. So that was Island's party. The people at Motown was like, you doing hair and makeup for everybody at Island? Could you do our people? Second night, Boys to Men, Horace Brown. It was when Andre Harrell had first got
Uptown.
Def Jam.
Oh, Def Jam.
Yeah, just got, so everybody he had signed. So my first weekend out of beauty school, I've done
everybody.
Pretty much
everybody.
But what I did, the smartest thing that I did, that I would like to share with anybody who's interested in the industry is, I've never catered to celebrities. That's why I have so many celebrities. I cater to directors. I cater to producers. I cater to people who can hire me. So I used to do this thing. You remember the cute dollar stores? I would go get a crystal jar and fill it up with candy. And whenever I would take my invoice to the label, I would be sweets for the sweet. Thank you for hiring me.
So you would give them the candy.
So whenever they need hair and makeup, they're going to grab a mint and think of who. And so I was always working. And then I would do their hair pretty much for free. Girl, come in, I got you. Because I knew they could always put my name.
Right.
And so that's how I got to do so much.
I just want to touch on the thing, right? You said a lot.
I
right?
did. I was talking.
You did. No, it's fine.
I'm
It's
sorry.
fine. You said a lot, but it's fine.
What's
Right, it's
going
fine.
on?
They
Because
gotta run it back.
beauty school taught you foundational makeup work.
Exactly. Hair and
Right.
makeup work.
Hair
yes.
and makeup.
I wouldn't got technically trained.
Right. So before beauty school, you really wasn't doing makeup like that.
Not at
You
all.
got technically trained on hair and makeup, and then as soon as you hit the ground, not
Quick.
running, sprinting,
Gone.
gone.
And
Right.
it was. If I could say one more thing to someone, just make sure you do assist someone, because they got over on me a lot with money because I didn't know
You
what the
didn't
price.
know, but you ain't know.
But I was hungry.
Right.
And I was there.
But that's the people who get got. The hungry people get got because you don't know.
But I'm still here, and they ain't
right.
getting nothing.
They
They
ain't
still
really ain't
calling
get
me.
nothing. Right. Because you got.
They still
out there.
calling.
Right.
You know.
So now this whole thing is like a 9-month or 1 year period where you go from being a nurse.
This is like a 2-year period.
2-year period. You get nurse, laid off, beauty school.
Working off the books in New York.
Right.
Unemployment
Apollo
in Connecticut.
model.
Apollo model.
And I remember young Stacy.
Yeah,
Stacy was.
come on, man. Come on, I ain't want to say nothing.
I'm gonna tell him
humble.
I'm gonna tell him for you.
What's the problem?
Right, you's a problem.
A little bit.
So then you are in the pipeline.
Yeah, I'm in there.
And after Impact, now what comes next for you?
Oh man, I was just Melissa Ford.
Shout out to Melissa.
Shout out to Melissa Ford. She wanted me to be her personal when she got hired at BET. So she took me to do her hair at BET. I was already doing a bunch of videos, but it was like Free was about to quit. So I was doing Free. I was doing Melissa Ford. A highlight of my career was I was doing Free's hair and makeup, and I had 5 videos in the top 10 that I did hair for. And I was like, oh, I think I'm a big deal, like a little bit. Not like a big, but like a big deal a little bit. And so I was looking at that. I was like, okay, this is great.
Right.
And then I met my children's father. And I wanted to be a mom. And I put it all down. I went to work in the salon for like 10 years. And
10 years?
yeah, I didn't really
The
do
spot on
any
Atlantic Avenue?
Yeah.
I remember you was over
Yeah.
there. I didn't know you was there for 10 years.
No, I wasn't there for 10 years. I just didn't. I was there on and off for like 5 or 6 years,
Okay.
but I didn't really do industry work for 10 years.
Right.
I just was not leaving my kids.
Right.
So I needed the stability of salon work and working from home. And
Right. I want to get into what that day looks like, though. Like, before we get into the break, because I want to talk about the break as well, but you're a makeup and your hair and makeup stylist for celebrities.
Everybody.
We know celebrity hours are different than banker hours, right,
Exactly.
per se. How was your days back then? Like, you were waking up when, and you would work when,
It was
and it was constant.
You know
right?
what it really was is I don't know if you remember Follicles.
I remember Follicles.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I worked with Peter when I first came to Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy you mentioned Follicles.
Yeah. I worked there for a while. I could bring my clients in and out of there whenever I want. As long as he got his booth rent, I can work whenever I wanted, which is great. So I was doing that. It's just whenever the phone rings. Stacy's production. That's still how it is to this day.
Right. So you ripping and running.
I'm just wherever. It's like, I didn't have
You ain't had no kids.
nothing.
My mom used to say, if you eat a Frank, your family's fed, right? Because you ain't got to feed nobody.
That's it.
So you was just ripping and running.
It wasn't ripping. I was in gratitude. I didn't know how great it was to kind of be able to be in certain rooms. Because I was still doing like BSLA, the Black Entertainment and Sports Lawyers Conference. I was still going to the Vineyard. So I was running. I was doing the hip hop stuff. I was industry, but I wasn't industry.
Because you was doing corporate stuff.
Yes,
as well.
and yes, I would go in there and I would get my money, and I would come back out and I would be in Fort Greene Park, or I would be. But I loved it when I moved to Brooklyn. I would go to the city and get my money, and was really just trying to discover Brooklyn.
Right. So now, you meet your children's father. That's my man. I love him. And
Glad
now
somebody do.
you, and now you give it all up. Was there ever a feeling of resentment? Did you ever look at your life at a point and be like, ugh, like I love these kids, but the game is calling me?
I had my children very late in life. I had my children at 30.
Not very late. I had children way later than you had children.
Oh yeah, okay, you're right. But for a woman,
right? Okay.
39, like 38
Right.
and 40 is
Right.
late for kids.
Okay, that's similar. That's similar, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I had my kids late, and I was told that I wouldn't be able to carry children. So my kids were like gifts. I didn't have the mother that I was. So
Right.
we did it every
Right, you're an
museum,
amazing
every
mother.
like.
Nah, you're an amazing mother to your children, right?
Yeah, I wanted them to. I always said they'll have their issues because we're human, but they won't have my issues. You know, I all the stuff that I thought I needed, you'll have that, and then I'll learn what you need simultaneously.
Right, but what I'm saying, because a lot of people don't get a second chance, right? Like you hit it, you get it, and then you move on.
Nah.
But you were blessed because you were able to step away.
Right back.
So even when you stepped away, so look, when you worked at the beauty salon, were you still handling clients in the industry?
Not at all. I went from the beauty supply store straight to a salon with Denny Moore, the barber.
Right.
And what I did was I kind of wanted to be, so I moved to a salon like on 42nd Street.
You wanted
And
to
I
be
wanted
high post.
I wanted to charge. Like
Right.
you was
You
gonna
wanted to
come.
charge real shit.
You want to sit and then you'll
Right.
look over and you'll see D'Angelo waiting
Right.
for me, or you'll see
Right,
Toto waiting for me.
right. That was the shit.
You want this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
You gotta pay.
you want that? You want that look?
I
Right,
see that.
Yeah. Have a seat. Here's some champagne with it.
right. This before social media.
Very much
I always
before.
say if social media was popping in the 90s, it was crazy.
But
back
you know, I kept a little disposable. I got
got a little
shots.
camera,
I
little-
got shots.
double
I got
exposure.
shots. I got stuff, but it's really me though. But
Right.
but I got shots.
Yeah, they don't understand. These kids don't understand what
It was
we're
a
talking
great
about.
time.
So you was in 42nd for a while, but then
I was coming from Brooklyn to 42nd Street.
right.
Was doing a lot of bad boy stuff. Did like every bad boy video for it many years. And then directors started calling me. Little X started taking me with him. This was before my kids. So I started doing like all, damn, I don't even want to mention it. I was doing all the R. Kelly stuff with Little X. I was doing Usher with Little X. And then when I went to BET, that's when I met my children's father.
But hold on, because there's an iconic photo of you cutting 50 Cent.
They were just different people call me. Like, who do you know?
That was
somebody-
before
my children.
your children.
Yes.
Right. Right.
It is
Okay.
an iconic photo.
It is
Every
iconic.
time I look
No,
at it, I'm
it's
like,
iconic.
wow, that's
How
crazy.
do we find it?
It's iconic.
Show
It's,
the people.
we have it.
Yeah,
It's-
let's show you. We gotta show
I always
you.
look it up. Y'all keep going.
Yeah, it's
And it's
probably on my
iconic because
page.
I think the public thought, oh, this is just a bad chick cutting 50.
Nah,
They didn't
I was
know.
really cutting.
No, real talk. But they didn't know, like, this is Stacy cutting 50. Right,
I
right.
had shaved my head blonde.
Yeah,
and wasn't
you had the
doing
blonde
that.
hair. I remember when you had
Way
the blonde
before
hair,
Amber
right.
Rose. She wasn't,
Right.
what? Y'all, what?
Right. Right.
Yeah,
So that was before the disconnect.
Before the disconnect.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell you what was so great about the disconnect.
Mm-hmm.
Before I had my children, I was just known for weaves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really proud of that. Wigs and weaves. It was
Wigs
just
and weaves.
it was,
Right.
it was just heavy for me.
Protective hairstyle.
That's what they call it now.
That's what they call
Before you was just
Wigs
you
and
was
weaves.
front.
Right.
I mean,
right,
like-
right, he's right.
So
No, I'm with you.
And so, working at that salon for those on and off for like 5 years, she only did natural hair. By the time I came back into the industry, there was nobody doing natural hair the way that I have been concentrated doing it for the last 5 years. So everybody would come to me because now I'm the natural hair specialist. And so that's really what I'm known for now, protective styles and natural hair care. But if I hadn't have took that time off, I wouldn't have been ready for the trend where women don't want relaxers no more. They don't want all the extra chemicals. They rather have a wig that can take off at night instead of sewing and gluing everything down. So that time off really prepared
How
me.
quick is your learning curve? Like how, with regards to the different nuances of hair and of makeup and of this life, how quickly were you in terms of a learner? Because you're talking about shifting and pivoting in ways that may seem very simple to you, but to others it's like, word, you was on natural hair now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I just think, I remember when you came and did that interview at my house. I don't know if you noticed, like, none of those books.
With Chief Hardy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't read novels, but I love to read, and all my books are self-help, so I got a whole section on hair and hair care and the psychology of cosmetology. So, I think to answer your question, if I want to learn it, I go learn it. It's not like.
But when did you become this student like this? Like, when did you become such a voracious student of this game?
And I don't even think I am. That's what's crazy, because I'm not. I just want to know what I want to know for where I'm going. So right now, like, I never did fashion. I'm assisting, like, the number one. I'm assisting me at my big age. Gerara. Gerara's doing everything and everybody for fashion, because I've never done Fashion Week. And I said, so now I'm leading shows in Fashion Week. I'm always going to be a student. That's what's so great about doing hair. Like, you're never done learning. And if once you're stuck with, this is who I am, or this is what I do, you won't get left. So you're never done learning.
Once you're done, you get played out. It's quick.
It's
because life moves fast.
I like being a bridge.
Yeah.
I have millennials over here. I love the little genties because they have that arrogance. I'm proud of that. Like, they just feel entitled. And it's cute to me, but I got the work ethic. So you got what I want. I got what you need.
Right.
Let's put it together.
Right.
And so it's really, I love that. I learn a lot from them. Like, stuff we just would be afraid to try to do or to just partake. But I love that. It fuels me.
When you were raising your children, did you ever think, well, I'm gonna get back in the game at some point? Like, I'm going to get my seat back at some point.
It's so funny. No, right? It was scary. I was looking into real estate. I was looking into just, what are you gonna do? Because I knew the industry had changed.
Right.
And it really is an out of sight, out of mind. But like when we were talking earlier, I said that there are 3 things that you need to work in this industry: talent, professionalism, charm, and likability. And I bring that up because there was a producer. He was a PA. Just kind to everybody on the set. We all humans, but when I came back, he was a producer. He wasn't a PA no more. And he remembers Stacy, always nice, always.
Right.
That was I could go sit in her room when I was bored. He put me on every job.
She brought me the candies.
Everything, exactly. I could, but he was doing everything. So he got me Cardi B, he got me, like, he was doing everything, and he just started calling me for everything.
What makes a great hair and makeup artist in the industry? Because, like, a lot of what we see, it could be editorial, like you said, right? Which means we're going through magazines and we see a picture, and that picture's a moment, right? But we don't know what went into that moment. Or it could be like for video or for film or for television. Speak to me about the nuances of what you do and how you do it.
I'm transitioning into creative director, so I'm getting called a lot to meet with owners of companies, owners of products, to help create. I just did Cantu's new line. I just did Shea Moisture's new line. Working a lot with Bumble. I just got picked up.
So you're doing creative directive work for them?
For real creative directive
work.
Right,
for real. Like, you soup to nuts. You setting the whole thing up.
Yes, Stacy, I love this for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Fred. Thank you. And so with that, like, as we mature, I just feel like in hair and makeup, there's so many different lanes and rooms and realms. I would just say, pick what you're good at. Get known with what you're known for. I was known for natural hair, but I'm never telling anybody no. So there became a point where I'm double and triple booked. Okay, so listen, I'm not gonna be able to stay. I'm gonna set the look. I got somebody who can stay here. She's just as comfortable, and I'm making everybody on my team get the union. So it's not just people. Like let's go. Now, West I keep my foot in the door to make sure other people can get in. But so with that being said, I really don't turn down anything. If you tell me what you need, I know how to make it happen. I'm not a special effects makeup artist, but I'll get called. I just, to do special. I got a whole team of special effects people.
How important is that Rolodex? How important is that contact list in your work?
It's important. It's important now that I'm letting them know, or I'm establishing myself as the plug. It's very important.
Right, because it's different. Now you're the plug.
And you gotta give me. I mean, there's
little
a
15%.
Look, no, it's just light.
right.
It's light.
Little,
You wasn't gonna be making that
you
today.
wasn't even do
I
that.
promise you
wasn't
was not
do
gonna
that.
relax.
You wasn't gonna do that.
Just relax.
Leave
good.
Look, leave me with them.
Come
We gonna
on.
be sitting there like I can give you baldies.
Listen, what do you want to
I
do?
give everybody baldies. Right.
And it's
Nah, but that's
interesting.
real talk.
And I never treat anybody like an assistant, and I got to be careful because I feel like we're all equals.
Right.
Somebody just put me in the game, and I knew how to step up.
Right.
But sometimes you gotta let people know, like, they only put up the Batman emblem. He bring Robin.
Right. He
And
brings
Batgirl.
Robin and
But
Batgirl.
I don't see an emblem. You're not me.
You're not right.
And I don't want to be like that.
Calling for me.
Yeah.
I'm bringing you with.
Relax.
Right.
It's crazy how they do me.
That's
Right.
facts.
People talking to producers, like, why are you talking? Why are you having a lot of conversations? But they don't even know these are my friends.
Right.
So everything you say, they coming back.
So
like,
it becomes a thing about management,
Exactly.
staff management.
exactly.
Right.
Don't you
Staff
want to hear
management.
Curly to plug in?
Like, come on. And I don't want to treat them like that. I really introduce as my equal. But then I met this person during Fashion Week. He has a whole team. Stacy, you have access to my team. He actually introduced me to Gerara. Introduced me to Aveda. Introduced me to Dyson. But he's letting me see how to do it from a corporate way that I've never seen before because everything is self-taught. He's like teaching me about sponsors. He's teaching me about, how to maintain and really ask what you're worth. I've never had anybody manage me.
I was about to say that. Like,
Never,
I don't
which
know
is what I need.
what you do. What's the value of it in the market? Like, I wouldn't know how to negotiate anything for you because what is it worth, right?
It's people making a lot more than what I am
Right.
because I get caught up in my friends.
Right.
This is corporations.
Right.
Paramount is not your friend.
He's not your friend.
I promise you, he's not. And
So Easy's
I'm
my
learning.
barber, and Easy's the same way. And I've had conversations with him about this way. He's like, "Yo, I kind of still don't know what to ask for,
it's interesting,
right?
You gotta really stand on, and that's been another amazing gift that I got this year. People are giving me numbers. I've never gotten the numbers, and so I don't even want to throw numbers out there, but people are getting.
They getting it.
A friend of
They
mine
getting it.
did Serena Williams for a very, I don't want to say because then you know who it is. He got $8,000 a day.
Right. Hair and makeup for Serena Williams.
No, not makeup.
Just hair.
And she didn't like it. She was anyway.
Yeah.
Yo, I love her. Yo, she ain't say nothing, and she said everything right there.
It was
Right.
like-
I got you. Right.
But
he
it
still
gave
cut that
me the
check.
numbers though. You asked her for what? And she said okay.
Right. Let you
Okay.
know what it is.
I thought I was doing something.
Right. Right.
2024. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So you jump back in the game when? What's the year?
Ooh, what was my first video back in? So Emmanuel was maybe 9.
And by the way, I just want to say, every parent does this. Every parent waits till that youngest child is like a certain age, and then I'm back outside. You gotta like fend for yourself. I'm back outside.
He
So
literally was taking the train by himself.
right,
I was so scared.
right. Nah, he good.
He did it.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, so I would say 2000. Man was born 2009, so maybe 2014, 2015.
You back in the game.
Back. Heavy.
And you receive well in part because of your likability and your relationships. Well, you're a Gemini. I already
That's
know,
it.
I already
I'm
know how we
auntie.
give it up. Right.
I'm
You
auntie. I'm calling
You
we
favorite
problem
auntie.
we problem
Right.
solving, and we
Right.
trying to really make your life easier. My whole mantra is, how may I serve? Like, how may I serve?
Right.
I just don't want it to go over people's heads.
Oh, sorry.
The amount of hours and work that you put into crafting
Right.
your,
Yeah.
That's
you know,
real talk.
You know, like you say, you had the books, you
Right.
had, you know, like.
Right. It's the
So
studying.
let's like give it up for that too.
Right.
Thank you.
It's the
You're dope,
education.
like, with what you do.
Thank you.
Yeah. But then it's also the being on call, and that's what I was trying to get at with you. Like, yo, well, what's the time look like?
It's when they call.
Because you had to put in your 10,000 hours.
Yeah,
Right.
we
Yeah.
passed that.
Yeah, you
We
had to
passed
put that. You had to put that in.
Yeah, we passed that.
You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
Because for you to be able to step away for 9 years, and for you to come back, and for people who were PAs that are now producers, when you come back on the scene, they're like,
Let's
nah,
go.
I want her.
Let's go.
That speaks volumes about who you were prior to your leaving.
And put me right back in space. Like, and then what's happening now is I'm maturing. I'm doing people like Julie Dash, or I've done Angela Davis. So it's cute to say like, okay, I just did Meg Thee Stallion's new video, but I'm about to go do Neil Tyson DeGrasse on Tuesday. And it's like looking at the rooms that I'm being kind of propelled in now is also like, I feel grown. I feel very grown in.
So at this point, are you like applying, or is it just like, yo, listen,
Nah,
everything is referral based?
it's can you?
Right? Can you? It's coming your way.
Are you available?
How big is your team now?
We're at least, I'm boutique. I'm very Jerry Maguire. I'm very boutique. So I'm about 15.
How you gonna say you boutique and then talk about you have 15 staff? That's not boutique. That's a goddamn corporation.
That's not a lot. but you know, it's like 5 makeup, 5 hair.
Right.
Barbers, wardrobe. But
Right.
definitely about 15. When Dyson gave everybody on my team dryers and equipment. So they gave us like 15.
Dyson sponsored you.
They gave everybody
That's
on my
fair.
team thousands of dollars worth of equipment.
Right. I want to
So
talk
wonderful.
about 2 things.
Talk to me.
The pandemic
Ooh.
and then the writer's strike.
Ooh.
It's 2 oohs, right? Ooh and ooh. Let's start with the pandemic.
I always call it the pandemic, the gift and the curse. Because I got to get still and really, I didn't want to get back into the game. Like, I've been saying that a lot lately. It's a young girl's game. I'm running around a lot. But what I'm really doing is I'm setting my team up and I leave, but it's still a lot. But with the pandemic, I was able to really assess who are you becoming? Like what is the evolution of Stacy Gray? What is the evolution of S Gray Unlimited? And in that time, something was like, just establish yourself as the expert. No matter what anybody else thought, if I didn't feel it, it wasn't real. So establish yourself as the expert. I figured out ways to get rid of that imposter syndrome and really stand over
We all
what I've
face
done.
that. We all do.
Yeah, it's
We all do
big.
that. For you though, and I mentioned George at the beginning of this thing, George is important to this because George died December 2019. And then 3 months later, we go into the pandemic. And while obviously George's transition affected me, I can't begin to think about how it affected you. You know what I'm saying? And then to go into the pandemic and have to kind of reevaluate.
It was a hard time.
Yeah.
It was a hard time.
Yeah.
And Georgie was like a really awesome friend. George was teaching my son chess.
Yeah.
And I was like, George, I can't really afford to pay you, but I can give you like a home. I can pay you something, but I can give you home cooked meals.
Right.
He was like, what? Bet. Make me a plate to go. Pay me what you pay me. And we just became really good friends twice a week. He just got really great with my kids. And that was interesting when he left. When he left, it was just interesting for me because I'd never experienced loss.
Right. Not like that.
Not like that.
And I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if I ever thanked you, but I want to thank you for calling me on that day because you didn't have to call me. But you calling me kind of was what I needed to kind of be. I needed to be there because George and me were like this at a point. Like I would take rides with him and we would talk about things that he didn't talk about with other people. Absolutely. And so from the surface, George had like surface friends, like people that were like, yo, my man, but we were like beneath the surface. And for you to make the decision to call me in that moment meant everything to me. But I also think about that transition and then going into the pandemic. So now you're in the pandemic and it's like everything stops, right? But it's different. It's different for us because I was outside. My job kept going while the pandemic happened. But for you, everything stopped.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I really, like I said, I really assessed. I never thought we were going to be locked down forever. I knew this was
of course not. Right.
But you know, we didn't know what it was.
Right.
But it was just like get prepared, and I ain't gonna lie. I cleaned my credit. I took care of like stuff that when I came back, it was like
I'm up. Right.
I bought a little car or whatever, but it was just. But I had time to myself because my kids went with their father, so it was really like.
Oh, so your kids were with
their father during the pandemic.
Ooh, okay. So you was really able to like bear down on yourself.
I did a lot of spiritual work. I just did a lot of work.
I don't think enough has been discussed with regards to the pandemic lockdown, with regards to people using that time to better themselves. Like when people say, oh, well, I had a horrible, I don't understand that because I had a great quarantine.
I really did.
Kai was in my bubble. Careful. We was in the backyard building on all types of stuff. Like we was envisioning what would come after, right? So you come back outside, and then in a year or two, now it's the writer's strike. Well, 2 years, it's the writer's strike. Now, how did you deal with that?
It was amazing for me.
Really?
Because the writer's strike only affected union workers.
Oh, you're a freelancer.
I'm a freelancer,
right.
But I just got in the union. Check this out. Everybody was telling me, you're going to have to let go of all of your non-union contacts. You're not going to be able to do both. I'm like, but the union don't give me money. I mean, don't give me jobs.
Right.
They just protect me and take money.
Right.
I didn't give up none of my non-union jobs are working.
They still outside during the strike.
They still calling me.
Okay.
You know how many people in the union were calling me, Stacy, if there's any work, let me know. Didn't you tell me to get this shit up? Excuse my language. You told me I couldn't do this anymore. But I'll let you know if I have some availability. I got a whole team.
Right. But I'll let you know.
I got a team of people.
Right.
I might not have nothing.
So you was up.
I was up. I moved. I ain't told nobody.
You told me.
Yeah. I ain't told a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't live in Brooklyn anymore.
Nah.
I left Brooklyn. But I'm still here, everything. But I'm coming back. I'm coming back to purchase.
So how does it feel now to be like a CEO? Basically, you're a CEO. You got 15 employees that you pay, right? Like you give them W-2s, right?
Yes.
It's a different game now.
You know what it is?
You went from being
my family,
a hustler to the plug to the CEO.
What Jay-Z say, it's like getting to the mountaintop and then realizing there's another mountain.
It's another mountain.
It's another mountain. We're still going. It's a lot. But I'm never done. I'm creating curriculums now.
Tell me
Y'all
about
not going to see me on set anymore.
Tell me about curriculum.
People have been asking me, I make hair accessories now. I'm sick of like just making hair pretty. So I'm doing a whole bunch of I'm doing an art installation. I've been building a lot of hair structures with hair. But my first curriculum is called the Halo Project. I make halos. And two of them been shot in commercials already. People are just ordering them. So
like halos, like real halos.
Halos, but the acronym is healing, accepting, and loving ourselves. So it's not just about putting a halo on. It's about really understanding like there's a goddess in you, like a true goddess, and it goes deeper than queen, and it definitely goes deeper. And I'm not putting anybody down, but you know these sexy reds and these girls are really it's a war for our daughters. So I kind of want to give them like stand in your true divine femininity. And women. And my other curriculum is New York has just passed a law that natural hair has to be taught in all beauty schools. So I'm creating a natural hair curriculum, and I'm hoping that the goal is to get it licensed. But if not, you're gonna learn natural hair from me. and just run down a list of the natural hair that I've done, and it might be better than what's going on in
Give
school.
me a sense of what that curriculum looks like. Like when you talk about natural hair, you're talking about locks, twists.
Just learning how to manipulate other textures.
Right.
4C,
Right.
3B,
Right.
different curls require different moisture, different times of the season, different times of the year, requires different products, like really teaching. So non people of color are working on sets and having our people looking crazy.
Looking wild.
Crazy.
You saw the meme that came out, they like gave the girl a ponytail, like it was
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy.
And this is like every day.
Kai, you seen the meme? Did you see it?
It's every day. So, but now actors and actresses are like, nah,
Right.
no more.
Right.
And so
That curriculum is worth
it's gonna be crazy.
It's worth millions.
And at first I was nervous, like don't say anything, like anybody. It's okay, but it's
Nah,
not me.
It's not you, right?
It's not me.
It's not. There is no competition.
I'm like, it's not.
Yeah, there's no competition. You are competing with yourself.
What's the name of my book? The Tortoise in a Room Full of Hairs.
Right.
I'm not speeding to nothing.
Nah. Nobody can be you but
Nah,
you. We
take my
learned that
time.
in hip hop years ago.
Absolutely.
One of the things that you and I spoke about offline that I want you to uplift is your benevolence when it comes to giving game to people, right? We spoke offline about my cousin Arlette. Shout out to you, Arlette, and like the work that you've done in terms of just giving people game, right? Counseling them on what it means to be a professional at this.
Giving them access.
And you said, and the reason why I'm bringing it up is because you said that's my greatest gift.
That makes me happier than anything.
Yeah.
Just know that, and I don't even want to call it, I wish I could find a better term, but to know that I didn't really put you on, but you building something, and I had some tools that you didn't even know that was going to help you build that. Just a little sleeker, a little smoother, a little easier, you know, so I don't believe that I have the answers for you, but I have the questions to help you figure out your answers.
Right.
And so I just love supporting people, and like, it's not even really just hair and makeup. It really is in life.
Yeah, it's life.
If you call me, like, I'm gonna show up. I think that's really what I want my legacy to be.
But I'm gonna tell you why that's important, because we don't have that. That's an anomaly. Like we're about that here, right? In terms of support and service. I'm fine with giving you game if it means that you're going to succeed at whatever you want to get to. But that's not the normal way of doing things. A lot of people are very tight-fisted with game because they feel like it's competition, right? When there ain't no competition, right? And so for you to have that, but part of that also, Stacy, and I don't know if you see this, but I want to uplift it to you, is that at every step of the way, people giving you game is how you got here.
Period. Are you paying attention or not? Like,
right.
That's it.
Like, it's how you got here.
You gotta really...
Like, you really jumped out of beauty school into doing New Edition's hair, like, because somebody just gave you some game.
And you just be quiet and you sit back.
You got 2 ears and 1 mouth.
And exactly.
So listen. Right? That's amazing. So tell me about what you're doing now, because you definitely look fabulous. I know checks is coming.
Something like that. Look, it's Tuesday. You know, I know this on Tuesday. It's what Tuesday
I know them checks is hitting. I know TD Bank love you.
You know, this is
what we doing now? You mentioned
like
Alicia Keys.
Tuesday.
Right. You mentioned Hell's Kitchen.
Yes.
You working with that?
I just been up since 5 this morning on set. Alicia Keys has a play opening on Broadway called Hell's Kitchen. And so today we just shot, she wrote a special song for the play. So we shot the music video for the play, and we did all the promo stuff for the play. So I'm excited about that.
What's so good about being a creative director as opposed to being like hair and makeup? Like, tell me about this creative director thing, because that term, yeah.
I don't have to be on
everything is on your back.
Everything. And when I say I'm tired, it's like, I'm not going to sit here and look at monitors and look for flyaways. Like, it's real things I have to do. And so I pay attention. I know what hungry look like. I know what it looks like now when you really want. A lot of people come to you and be like, and they're like, can you help me? What can you do for me? I know what I can do for you, but at the end of the day, like, I need you to really want it, because sometimes people just think it's, easier. I guess I give you that to say. Creative director is, let me set this look. I think her hair should look like this. I think he should have a flat top. This person is going to do it. This person is going to maintain it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Right. And I'm out.
That's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
you know, you trying to sell, this is what you want to sell. This is what your company sells.
Right.
Okay, well, I feel like the model should look like this. This is more inviting. This is more interesting. She's the it girl. That's the new hairstyle. And then I implement it. And that's really what creative direction looks like for me.
This is what I want to know. Everywhere I go, customer service is fading. People, specifically young people,
winning.
are not as amenable to customer service as when we were. Look, I came up working telemarketing, Stacy. Like,
I know.
Like, I made calls all day to get 4 sales.
Exactly.
Right? So customer service was a lot. It meant a lot to our generation, but to the younger generation, it means a lot less. You got people working for you that I know are younger than you.
Way younger.
How do you deal with that dynamic? How do you instill in them good customer service? And have you ever had a situation where bad customer service has caused you to hold somebody to the fire for their bullshit?
Quite a few times. I did a like, people get excited and they overzealous.
Right, because they're happy. They're around fame.
I was doing a Lady Gaga video. I had someone take pictures and videos of it.
Get the fuck
the
out
clothes and post it online.
Oh, God.
They came and literally told us, pack your stuff and get off the set.
Ooh,
Get off now.
They fucked up the bag?
They said, well, you stay because we need you.
Right, we like you, but these
you gotta
motherfuckers
go.
gotta
No, you
go.
ain't
She
have
gotta
to
go.
do this.
And I'm like, she gotta go?
She gotta go.
Security
like
stood there
DC.
like this while she was packing up.
Yeah, she gotta go.
And it was really nothing I could say because the reality of it is I brought her there. I felt like I was responsible for her. But you got me for real fucked up.
You got me all the way fucked up.
Yeah, so that was one time that was really interesting. Then I have people, like I said, they're people who don't want to assist me. They want to be me. And it's not that they want to be me.
Don't let that go over your head. They want to be you. They don't want to assist you.
And it's fine because I do value go-getters. I value people who hustle. I don't want people that I got to tell you what to do. Steve Jobs said, I don't hire people to tell them what to do. I hire people to tell me what to do. And that stuck with me in a way. Like, you hire people who are smarter than you or people who really have a knowing that you don't have. And we all can grow. So yes, I want a ambitious person around me. But you got to realize, like
you
this
said,
is the world of S Grand Limited.
that's a Batman in the air.
You saw it, right?
Right, you're Robin.
I'm coming. Like, I'm coming. Why are you coming so fast?
Right.
Like,
relax.
Stop.
They're calling me.
They might not even need you.
I'm bringing you, but they're
Chill.
calling me.
You're doing a lot.
And I'm sure you deal with that a lot because adjacency to stardom changes how people view themselves. Specifically, black people have this thing where when they are adjacent to stardom, it makes them feel better about themselves.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I know a lot of miserable millionaires. I know these people at 5, 3, 4 in the morning. I know who they are.
Right.
I make the image that you like.
Right. Right.
So I never was starstruck. I was just like,
They don't know that, though.
yeah.
And we
I'm
live
big
in
on
a digital-
contribution.
And that's what I want to ask you. This is different. Your work in the 90s is different than now because you're in the digital era. Like, you never would deal with something like that in the 90s. No person is going to take video of no thing and post it because there was no posting.
Nope. It's just interesting. It's interesting.
Do you feel like an elder statesman?
I was with a good friend of mine, Oluwase, is a photographer. We were shooting with all these kids, and as they walked out, they was like, "Hi, OG, we see you, OG." I'm like, "He ain't. Oh, we the same age. What you mean, OG?"
Right.
And then I sat with him. Like, he said, "I received." He's like, I was like, "That is kind
Nah.
of dope, though.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Yeah. Dudes in
I
Best
love
they'll
it.
call me Unc. They be like, "Yo, what up, Unc?"
I'm auntie all day."
Yeah, and I like it.
I'm
At
auntie
first,
all day.
I bucked at it as well. I'm like, "The fuck is you talking to?"
But I love it.
But you know what? I am Unc.
I'm
what
with
saying?
it.
Yeah, and that's fine because when you're put in that category, then what you say to them is more counsel and less just it's just verbiage. It's counsel. Let me put you on.
Always.
Right? And we are dealing with a younger generation that needs us. And so every worker that you have, they need you. Not just the fact that you pay their bills by giving them work, but they need you to help navigate them on what this is. Because you were there from the root. And so you can tell them the pitfalls and the consequences and the accountability measures. They don't have that. They're just ready to rip and run. Just like you was in the 90s.
But
they ready to get up.
There was a rip and run, but then there's a part of them that don't really want to do the work. They don't understand the pay and due portion of it. Like you gotta do something. You can't just you gotta do something.
Right.
You can't just put this title up and now you that.
Right.
Maybe.
Right.
I won't. Because I'm not gonna lie, I put stars to the stars on my car before I did any stars.
Right. Right.
And it worked.
It worked.
Oh, let me reassess that. I'll come back to that thought process. But you have to do something. You can't just, there's a work, there's a paying due.
What was your greatest moment in your entire career? If I say, look, Stacy, what is the one moment that is the definitive moment of your career? Like, so for me, that picture with 50 meant a lot to me because I saw it outside of you. I just happened to see it. And was like, yo, that's my girl. But for you, what's that definitive moment? That was like, yo, I'm her. For real.
I honestly think I'm still...
You still chasing
working,
it.
yeah.
And that's, let me give you a pound of that. Because that's the shit, right? You still chasing it.
I am.
We had Cootie here.
That's my guy.
Yeah, we had Cootie here last week. Cootie was talking about the master keys of success, which is something that I've read before, and they talk about how you need an enormous goal in your life. Like, in order for you to really find your purpose, you need an enormous goal. And it seems to me that you have that. What's your goal?
It sounds silly, and it sounds morbid and silly. But I always say I want a funeral similar to Nipsey Hussle's, where you can't even do it in the church, where I've supported and helped so many people. You got to have it at the Barclay. Right. So I know in life I'm gonna be learning forever. Like I'm transitioning into art. I'm making these halos. I'm making jewelry. I'm just figuring out ways to be more creative. I think my goal is to make sure my kids are well educated and living my eulogy backwards, like what they don't say about me when I'm gone. Like making sure I'm living it every day. Like living it, like what's your contribution? People don't really, I don't think people really think about my contribution on this earth, like on your timeline, like what did you do? Right. What did you do?
Who's your favorite hood dude? I know that's a wild question, but like me and you, we know a lot of hood niggas, right? Like Sing, like Free, like Messiah. Remember Messiah, the pimp?
Wow.
Yeah, Messiah. Shout out to Messiah.
Jeez.
I love Messiah. I'm gonna tell you a story about Messiah offline though. But like, who's your favorite hood? Nigga.
I love all y'all. I mean,
Right.
I do. I love all y'all. I really, really do.
Yeah.
I do. Brooklyn is so special to me.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
that
different.
barbershop game and that salon game is it's real to me.
It's necessary.
Because, so Ujamaa, I come out of Ujamaa. Ujamaa was down the block from me. Khalil, shout out to Khalil.
That's my barber.
That's
my barber.
I went and got a cut today. I was with Easy and Khalil
I love him.
2 hours ago. But in the barbershop is where you get this intersection between street and culture and
The Black
rap.
Man's Country Club.
Yeah, it is.
It's the Black Man's Country Club.
Yeah, it is. And you talk shit.
I love it.
Right? And you connect the dots with people and they shit on you because of how you are. You shit on them. Like, it's like a whole thing. It's a whole ecosystem.
But it's a lot of brotherhood, too. You can sit back and really...
And that's your thing. Like, that's you.
I love it.
Yeah, that's you. Tell me about the Prudential commercial that we were in. How did that pop off?
My dear friend was a PA. Now she's a VP.
Mod.
Yes.
Okay.
Met her on set, girl. I got you. I'm gonna do your hair. I know you here. New. I got you. Years later, she's a VP at TV1. She's also my good friend. She got an opportunity to do a film or whatever on what she pitched. She pitched a film on financial literacy in our community. The Prudential, since Prudential sponsored it, they wanted commercials as well. Right. So she blessed me. She's like, Stacy, I need you to find me a salon. That's when I knew I was a creative director.
That was a creative director move. Facts.
I found all the actors and actresses.
Yes, you did. Yes.
Because there was a female.
Yes.
I found both salon
What's
and
my
barbershop.
sister's name? That was she had blonde hair. So
Keely,
you did.
that's my best friend.
Yeah. So you did us at the shop, and then you did at the salon, right?
Yeah.
You
So
creative
she
directed that.
You did that. I did.
You did that shit. You did
I'm
that
proud
shit.
of me. I'm proud
You
of
did
you.
that shit. That shit's hot.
Hey, I'm proud
That shit
of
that's
you.
hot. So look, let me tell you why that was important to me, because I have a friend who's like a VP at Prudential.
Oh, wow.
And she contacted me with a picture. So they must have showed it at Prudential. So she took a picture and texted me like, yo, is this you?
It sure is.
And I was like, yeah, I do. You know how I do. Yeah.
I'm a big deal out here.
I'm heavy out here.
They know me.
She's like, yo, you in my office right now. They showing the commercial.
You're welcome.
Big thing.
You should tell you, you're welcome.
Gotcha. That was a big deal.
It was really beautiful that I got to really pick who I knew would give her.
Right.
I wanted informed excellence.
Right.
But tangible.
Right.
All of y'all were that.
Right. It was dope.
It was excellent. It was really great.
You got a big house, huh?
It's nice. I got room.
You see how she fronted? It's nice. She got room.
She got room.
She own you.
Space, sitting by the fire last night.
Nice.
In the backyard. It was cute.
I love you. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
I am. Kyle, what's up? What we got?
Let's see.
We've been talking a lot.
Yeah, nah. This
is
lit.
great hip hop closet.
They said they love you, and yeah.
I love them.
Stacy is the truth.
Yeah, let me be clear about something. I want to explain this to people, this dynamic. Because in our community, we have too much of this like latent envy. And what I mean by latent is that people will celebrate you on the surface, but low key, they're envious because they're struggling with who they are and trying to find their own purpose. And what I'm telling you is that if you open your hands and you just give love genuinely to people, you're going to find yourself. Like, that's the piece that people don't understand, is that you can't be tight-fisted with how you deal with your friends and your tribe and expect for yourself to succeed.
Ask your cousin, what did I tell her that made her, we became friends forever because of that. I helped her get in union. I always used to tell her, when your hands are like this, closed, trying to hold on, you don't have anything.
You can't grab.
You can't receive.
You can't receive.
And we talk about that to this day. I'm like, yo, she's like, because she was wondering, like, why do you? I'm like, I'm going to sow a seed. I'm going to always sow a seed. And I may not even reap where I sow.
Right.
But I'm always eating.
Right.
I'm always eating.
Right. And that's why I'm always happy. I'm always happy because I'm always happy for other people.
That's it.
Like, I'm genuinely happy for you. You know
I
that,
believe
though.
it.
You know that.
I believe it.
I'm genuinely happy for you. But in that practice brings me a space of clarity and abundance that I wouldn't have if I was like, oh, here goes Stacy with her green shit on, like she, you know what I mean?
Every time.
Like,
Health.
you know what I'm saying? Oh, here she
Health.
Right. You know what I mean?
Look like
here
money to
she
me.
go. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a science to how you conduct yourself in the universe. And as a human, I want to be genuinely happy for all my people that are winning. And you're winning.
And even the people who aren't winning or in their
Right.
mind.
I want to be happy for people who ain't winning. Because I want you to win.
At the end of the day, Marlon, this shit is cyclical.
Fact.
We ain't always up.
Right. It's
So I'm
hills
not
and
going to
valleys.
mess with you.
It's hills and valleys.
And none of us exempt from
Yes,
life.
it's hills and valleys. I know
Nobody.
that to be true. Look, Jason been running around with medals. I've been injured. He
all
been hitting.
good.
Yo, I'm running this race. I'm running that race. He doing
You
his
up
thing.
next.
I support him. I love him. I've been injured. I ain't been able to rock. But when I rock now, I rock too. You know what I'm saying? And so it's very important for us to support one another through everything that we deal with. And that's what Kai's about. That's what I'm about. Even though Kai pulled out the sneakers, she killed us today.
She
But
really did.
I think she won.
She
It's
could,
a little
I think she won that.
unnecessary.
Jay never wanna.
It's a
No,
little
Jay
unnecessary.
never wanna give a motherfucker no credit. Jay
Nah,
wanna
she
win
didn't.
every week.
Nah.
She killed that.
I
Jay.
wish I would have known.
She killed that. Do we got any questions?
No, there's no questions
It's all good.
tonight. But
Okay, we good. We in a
Yeah.
space. We
We
good.
in a space.
Look, I love you. I thank you.
Good night.
I just want to say, like,
yeah.
I feel like this is very in line with last week, and she did not resist.
She didn't resist.
What came her way.
Yeah.
You know, like the opportunity presented itself, and you said, "Oh,
Right.
yes, let me go right over there
Right.
and
Quick.
make this happen."
Right.
And I feel like that's what made the path a little smoother. You know, not to say that it wasn't.
No, it's real. Like life is life. Like if I'm never gonna be like the why me, and I don't know. Maybe nothing has hit me heavy enough to be like the why me. But I'm very much like, oh, I'm up. Like
Right.
I gotta persevere. It ain't been sweet. I mean, me and my children were homeless for like nobody knew. Like it's real, but
tough.
I'm good.
Right,
Right.
because
I'm
you
so
always
covered.
knew that you were covered. You
And I can't even
always
say I was homeless. My babies were little. Our homelessness was a 3-bedroom apartment. You know, like
right, yeah.
until I got back on my feet. Like it's been obstacles, but it's always a silver lining.
But if
My
you,
cup is always half full.
yeah, if you are on that path, these things that happen are just things, happenstance. They're not your
We're not
be all the
exempt.
end all. They're not the end
We're
of the
not
journey.
exempt.
Right. This is what I want to ask you. Without naming names, without naming issues, I
dropping
want to
wild
be very.
names.
Yeah, nah. We
Dropping wild
we are
names.
about positivity
Okay,
here.
okay.
But what I do want to ask is, have you ever come across in your work a person, an entity, a situation that felt like it could be a violation if you kind of allowed it to be?
Oh, of course. Like people, I just say people will try you. People will try you, and it's up to you. Like you gonna stand, you gonna fold.
You're gonna give in.
I ain't gonna break.
Right.
I might bend a little bit, but I ain't gonna break. I ain't gonna fold. So people gonna try you, and they do. And what's been happening now since it's been slow the last few months, but I've been able to. I said I've been in a hibernation, but I've been in a hibernation / incubation. So there's a growth that's happening in my internal. As I'm internally looking at what I am, there's a growth that's happening, but in that. I'm realizing that I'm not sweeping nothing else under the rug anymore. Like I'm tired of tripping over the stuff that I sweep underneath the rug, and I'm establishing more of an emotional intelligence where I can really, in a grown and loving way, talk to people about shit. But people will try you. Before you get a little irate or shook. Like I know who I am. I know who's I am.
I feel like Stacy checks people in the nicest of ways.
Oh, I
It's
will.
like
Like
so
that.
right.
Or
Like
some
your
auntie
favorite
shit.
auntie. As I say, I'm
Some
not
auntie
trying. I'm not
shit.
trying to hurt nobody's feelings.
Right, exactly.
Never, but
Right.
you can't play in my face
Right,
either.
like
Right.
where they get it so
Like,
wild.
stop.
Right. And they'll never, ever, ever
Like,
try it
who?
again.
It's-
They might not try with anybody.
With
else.
anybody ever again.
I'm not trying to hurt nobody.
We got a lot from this. I think.
Yeah, it
This
was
was
so
great.
good. That's what they said.
Yeah.
Kia, the combo was good. This was a great live. Lessons and jewels. Thank you for sharing.
Thank
Yeah.
you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank
You want to
for
come
tuning in.
show them?
I
the-
know. I will say that. Yeah, like as soon as I sent the message to say, she was like, "Yeah, when I'm there." I was
Right.
like, "Yay!"
Yeah, we needed this.
That is my mantra. How may
we
I
needed
serve?
this. We needed this because, like,
Yes,
we
sir.
interview like different sets of people. Like, so we interview people. Like, I've sat here with people that I don't know at all, and then I've sat here with people that I have a casual or an acquaintance relationship, and then I've sat here with my tribe, and you are in that group. You're my tribe, right? So I've had a conversation with you based on things that I don't know about you. I know what I know, but I didn't know a lot of this stuff, and it was great. I think it was a great conversation. Kai, you want to show You want to
yes,
show your
I'm
winter
gonna
sneakers
come.
again? You want to
Yeah,
come through?
Kia's asking about the 50 cent picture. I couldn't find
Oh, I got it right here.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
wait,
got it.
she
Yeah,
has
we got it.
Oh,
Yeah, we
wait,
got to
she's
show the
gonna-
50
She's
cent
gonna find
picture.
it. But in the meantime, while she finds
While
the
she
picture,
finds it, oh
I'm just
Lord,
gonna
here
Let
we
me
come
show you.
go.
Let me.
and
Here
take
we
my
go.
sneaker trophy because
Wanna get
I
my
did
car.
hear I
Wanna
did
get
hear
my car.
Stacy say that I won.
Yo, look, Mess posted some shit talking about, do you see the kicks? Y'all see the kicks? You can't
see
win
it.
every week, Mess.
She can't. If y'all not
She can't
pulling
be
up.
going to the store every
Yeah, she went to the store. She went to the store.
I did not go to the store. I mean, I went online and they just
That's the
happened
store.
to arrive
Yeah, that's the store.
today.
That's the store.
They
That's the
happened to
store.
arrive today.
All right, so
Oh wait, y'all, nice kicks, Kai. Thank you, B.
She said, "Hold
on."
So look, every week we try to give you a look in the journey and the impact of a particular person. This week with Stacy, it was amazing. Thank you again very much for kind of letting us inside. Yeah, we're gonna continue to do this. I don't even know. Kyle, remember we used to number these. I don't even know what number we are right now. It's like, I don't know, 60 something or whatever like that. But just keep tuning in every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Catch us on YouTube. The page is Sweet 607, right?
Yes.
Sweet 607.
Oh,
Show
okay,
them
there's a
the picture.
And then also, like, as we go out, like, is there any advice that you look at the picture that Stacy cutting 50's hair back in the day? What year was this?
Oh man, I can't even remember. That was his first Source album.
That had to be
Mexico.
like 03, because that was when Get Rich or Die Trying came out.
Oh,
He was new. He was
No.
Dreams of Robin. Sticking an arm.
R&B,
wanna block
that was like 02. Yeah, that's like 02.
so do you have any like words for people how they can like creatively direct their own life?
Oh wow, that's a good
Yeah,
one.
That's
like,
real.
what's some like
Oh, this is 99.
pointers that people can take away when they're getting up in the morning and, you know, putting their selves together to make them feel good going out the house?
Oh wow. Well, I would just like to offer, I think that with or without, you know, an enormous amount of hair and makeup, like just loving who you are, where you are, you know, giving yourself grace, you know, really speaking to yourself nicely. Our inner dialogue isn't always kind. So if I could just remind you to like really check your inner dialogue. I say that there's a 3-second window. If you say something negative, you can take it back before it plants itself. So tell yourself you're beautiful, you're happy, that even if you're not exactly where you want to be, you know it's possible. You know, my number one ops. People, they say my ops are options and opportunities. I feel like if you got options and opportunities, go out there and, you know, live a life worth living. Live a life worth living. I don't want to get caught up in the beauty and all these hair and put the lip gloss on. I just want to tell you, like, love yourself right where you are. Take care of yourself. Your body's a gift.
I love that.
That's
Check
so
your inner
important.
voice, because that's real. Because your inner
It's
voice
crazy.
will betray you
Oh,
if
man.
you allow it to.
And
So-
no matter what you have on the outside, that it'll come.
I
straight
see it
out.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that inner voice will betray you. It'll have you vindictive. It'll have you envious. Like, that inner voice will betray you. You gotta check it. That's awesome. That is real.
Great. Yeah, I love
Thank
that.
you.
That is real. So, everybody's clear? You good, Kai?
Yep, we good. We're
Jay, you good?
Yep.
Okay, Jay put the
Studio
medal away.
audience, we
Studio
good?
audience, we good?
Woo! Got the best studio audience in TV. What?
Okay. So we will see you next Tuesday.
Sorry,
We
I-
appreciate you guys for always rocking with us and getting yourself together to pop out at 7 p.m. with us. It's been a labor of love. I can't explain it any better than that. Yeah.
I need this hoodie though.
Yo,
You have
Okay,
any-
Black.
we got it.
Real talk. This is it.
This is it.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. Thank you, Black. I'm gonna wear this right about the studio.
All
All right, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Peace.
Peace.
That was great, guys.